Aloha class and welcome to Math 115. This is a introductory welcoming video to kind of orientate you to our course and our learning management systems. What you see in front of you right now is our LaLima site. A couple items on that we want to talk about. First, as you can see in the ribbons on the left, we have announcements, syllabus, forums, gradebook. Let's talk about it. Syllabus. So if you click on syllabus, you'll have a PDF that you can run through right here. And if we open that up, let's take a look here. You'll see all the information for contacting me and our class, which you should be clearly aware of. And then let's roll down here to grades, which I'm sure you're very concerned with. So this section right here, you can see what the grading rubric kind of looks like. Well, at least the proportion of your grade for each asset, and then kind of a breakout description of that. Then a little bit further down, you're going to see my version of how to be successful, pathway for success for this course. It may not be your pathway, but it is a pathway. Certainly be important to go over the entire website, both learning management systems, so you're comfortable with all assets there. If it were me as an expert and someone who has taught this class many times, I would watch the content chapter videos first, which I'll show you later where those are. Then I'd start working on the homework. The homework is set up in such a way that if you get a problem wrong, you can just absolutely repeat it right afterwards. So theoretically, you should get a very high score on your homework. Then after the homework, you should take the exams. And we'll see. There should be multiple attempts for your exams. Maybe I'm lying on that. Let's take a look when we get there. I have so many different classes. Tutors. So online tutor help, tutor.com. Then at every campus, there's a tutor center or multiple tutor centers. And depending on which campus, you should email me and I'll tell you how to access those. And then, of course, procrastination is something that is something you don't want to get involved with. Let's see if there's anything. Yes, of course, down at the end of here, the bunch of information on the syllabus, of course, but let's just talk about a couple items. The last one being a schedule. So at the end, if you go down to the end, you'll see the schedule for what we'll cover and when we'll cover it and kind of a rough of when the due dates are. Okay, so that is our syllabus. Then if we walk down to forums, there are weekly forums where this is where you communicate with your peers or me. As part of your grade, 10%, I believe. 3 posts per week, substantive posts, and it talks about what substantive is in here. The first post would be your initial response to the discussion question for that week. Then 2 more peer replies, if you will. So 3 posts per week for full credit. I like to think that this is going to be another high scoring portion of your grade. And then if you want to see where your grade stands at any given moment, you can check out the gradebook here. I will update this after every exam. So on our other learning management system, which we're about to migrate to, My Labs Plus, will be all the exams and the homework. The forums are here on LaLima. And then we have a project. So there's a couple different assets to your grade comes from. So I will summarize them all here again after each exam. So you'll see where you're at those points. Let's walk over to our learning management system. So to access that from our overview tab here down at the bottom, I'm going to have a link and it would be right here, My Labs Plus. And that'll take you to our learning management system that includes your homework, your tests, and things like this. And this is what the page would look like. From here, again, syllabus calendar, which we just looked at on LaLima. This is duplicate. It's got some other information here that I try to put in for you, some Excel tutorial information, some other videos that are informative, some lab hours for the Maui campus for tutoring. and again, your online tutor.com link. Assignments are right underneath that. So here's your assignments. And you'll see blue circles are homeworks and green diamonds are exams. And you can see that how long an exam is in duration you have and how many attempts you have at that. Like we said, homeworks are unlimited. There are due dates, but even if you've passed the due date, those problems that you haven't worked on yet, you can still get 85% by doing them after the due date. And that only applies to those ones that you did after. Let's take a look at what it looks like here. First question. When you come to a question here, there's going to be some help right here. That's usually great. That's not so great. Print is not so great. So let's go to another problem that might give you more help. Nope. Silly. Okay. Hopefully it has to do with just this chapter. Nope. Okay, let's take a look at chapter 2. Maybe this chapter is set up in such a way that it's too simple for help. Let's go to chapter 3. First question. Okay, so usually there's a help me solve this and view an example selection here, which are invaluable when you're taking this course fully online. And I would say absolutely look at those when you've tried the problem. And if you've gotten it right, move on. If you've gotten it wrong, come up here and take a look at help me solve this or view an example. It'll kind of walk you through something similar. I'm going to have to go change a setting here. Not sure why it's not showing up. Very quickly, let me take a look at one last chapter. Maybe this one. And a question. And yep, looks like I need to set up a setting. This is a brand new course, so that setting hasn't been set up as yet. Okay, so those are your assets there. There's a gradebook here, but this gradebook doesn't include projects or forums. Your La Lima includes everything. Right here, part 1, part 2, part 3 for this course, 115, they're broken into 3 parts: descriptive, probability, and inferential. Under these tabs, I have video content for you for each chapter. So if you select a chapter, there's nice videos. Some will be theory, and some will be how to do this using Excel. Okay. All right. And then, of course, here's a little bio hua. Tell us about yourself. And then projects will be in here too. So you can see here, there's a project in part 3. And if you select that project, it'll pull up the description of how to do that project. More than likely, your project will have to do with data sets. There's your data sets. If you're wondering where to access those, right here. And then there's your student hua bio that you would submit right here so we get to know each other. Okay, what about MLP? We talked about syllabus already, assignments. We didn't talk about PowerPoints. Okay, so here's some top PowerPoints for each chapter. Okay, these can be very helpful. So I would probably have these open. I would open them up and I would start my homework questions. And if I, for some reason, needed a formula, I would go to the PowerPoints. PowerPoints are going to be a summary of the textbook. I actually wouldn't even bother going to the textbook unless the PowerPoints were not enough help. And you needed to drill down for even more examples. I think the PowerPoint open and having watched the video prior and now having the PowerPoint open for all the formula and just walking through the homework, doesn't matter if you get it wrong, you can redo it, having access to the formula in the PowerPoint and examples in the PowerPoint and so on and so forth. So that would be my suggestion on how to be successful there. Okay. There should also be an e-text. Yep, right here. There's an e-text. So if you're in a homework, when you say the help tab up to the right, which unfortunately just had print, but we'll have that fixed. You should also have access to a textbook there. But if you're just generally looking through the textbook, you can access it right here. Okay, super. Great to have you guys aboard, and please do email me as soon as you have a question.